Hello family, welcome back to yet another edition of the Opolotiversity solutions. It's always good to have you here. And in this video today we are going to look at how to disassemble and reassemble a Lenovo E470. That's a ThinkPad laptop, and this is the type. This is how it appears. It's a ThinkPad, Lenovo E470, and this is the layout. This is how it looks. So today we are going to look at how to disassemble and reassemble. Well, we are first focusing on replacing the screen. So right away, without wasting any of our time, let's start right away. So this is the machine, and we have 3 screws that we are interested in. There is this one here, which is 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are nine screws on the outer side. But let's first focus on the first 3. Let's start by unscrewing these 3, starting right away. Remove this one, remove the second one, and remove the third one. These only 3 screws that hold the cover, so let's remove the cover. This is our cover. Putting it aside. Once we remove that, the second bit is to disconnect. Remember, the best practice is to always shut down completely your laptop. Once it's shut down, ensure that you disconnect the battery. So this is our battery. Let's first disconnect so that we don't have any static energy or static electricity inside the laptop. So I'll start by removing this battery. I remove this screw. It has 1, 2 screws which attach the battery onto the frame. So I'll remove the first screw, and I also remove the second one. Unscrew this one. Remove it. Put it aside. So we can remove our battery, and we have successfully removed it. This is our battery. This is how it looks. Put it aside. So once we are done removing the battery, we shall focus on disconnecting the hard disk, and using my presser tool, I will remove it, disconnect the hard disk. After disconnecting it, I'll remove the connector. It has 1 screw, this one, that holds this, the hard drive. I'll first unscrew it, then remove gently my hard drive, pull it aside, and this is our hard drive. This is the hard drive that we've removed. So we shall keep it, put it aside safely. This is how it looks. Put it aside gently. So once we're done with that part, we shall look at the entire frame. Then we shall focus on removing the RAM chip. This is the RAM chip. Remove it slightly and gently, with removing the double handles that hold it from the extreme ends. Then we shall focus on removing the CMOS battery, which is this one here. Remove, disconnect it gently, remove it gently, and gently. Disconnect it. It's a bit stiff, so you have to use some little energy. Once that is done, we shall look at disconnecting the wireless card. This is the wireless card. Remove the connectors. Remove the connectors, and unscrew the screw that holds the wireless card. Remove it gently, unscrew it gently, just like this. Once we're done, put it aside and remove gently. This is our wireless card. This is how it looks like. It's the one in charge of connecting the network onto the laptop. So once we're done, we have to remove this screw here. There's another one here. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all over. We just have to remove any connected screw on this side. So let's start right away with this one. I remove that one. I remove this one. I remove this one. I remove this one also. I go to this one. There is this one here. Let's remove this. Go Go onto this one, remove it, unscrew it. Go to look for another one from the inner side. Once we're done from the inner side, we can now look at the external side, which is the outer side. We remove these ones. Remember, we counted 9, we removed 3, now we are removing the 6. So we have done 3. This is the third one, this is the fourth one. Remove this one as well. Go on to the next, remove this one. Remove this one and put the screws aside safely. There is also these two which hold the keyboard. So we shall remove this one and the second one as well. These ones are responsible for holding the keyboard. So once we're done with, there's this other one we've forgotten. Let's remove it as well. So remove it gently unscrew. So you look thoroughly to see that you have not left, there is this one. You make sure that you've not left any screw unremoved or unscrewed. So right away, I think let's checking to see whether we have any left screws untouched. So we shall turn it or flip the laptop and open it from this other side. So once it's open, we have to improvise on how to remove the keyboard. Just push the keyboard slightly using your presser tool. Push it a little upper. It's a bit tight, but you have to use some little energy. Move it up from the downside. Move it slightly. Move this side also slightly. If the laptop has never been opened, it will be a bit hard. So we shall push it harder until it breaks through. So it opens. Once it opens, you put into consideration that there is a connector. So we have to pull it out gently and slightly. Just flip it over slightly and gently like this. So once we are flipped over, we can just disconnect the connectors that connect both the keyboard. There are 2 connectors, so remove the upper and the lower. So this is our keyboard. And yeah, we have to also put it aside. In case you want to replace, this is how you can replace the keyboard as well. So this is our keyboard, and we just have to put it aside so that we proceed. It also has the touchpad connector, so we have to first remove these other screws. There's this one. Let's remove this one. Then there is this one. There's the second one. The third one is also here. Let's remove it. Going to the fourth one. And the fifth one, let's unscrew it as well, remove it. Go to the sixth one, remove it. Yes. So once we are done, we just disconnect the touchpad also. This is the connector that connects the touchpad onto the frame, or rather the motherboard. So we shall disconnect it gently and slightly. So remove, there is this other one that connects the VGA. This is the VGA connector, the one that connects the screen onto the motherboard. So we have to remove it also gently. You have to be careful with this one because it's a bit light and delicate. So just remove it gently. You have to flip it and lift. So once that is done, we can just confirm that we have not left any screw untouched. Then we shall get our presser tool. So it opens from the outer upper part. So we have to just press our presser tool on the edges, the outer edges. And once we hook it up, we hook our presser tool into the edges and ensure that the presser tool enters the edges so that we can just flip it off and open it up from the upper side. So here we are trying to enter the pressure tool inside. Enter the pressure tool, look for any connection point where you can enter your pressure tool. It's a bit hard, so you have to be careful, use some little energy. But in case it insists, don't also insist. You have to first confirm that all the screws are removed. So we shall start from this other angle, move it round as it loosens, move it round as it loosens, loosens, until we go back to the point where we started. So once that is done, we shall just maybe to confirm that we don't have any left screw. You can confirm, check, let's confirm whether we don't have any screw. Maybe it could be the reason why it's hard. So we shall remove, on confirmation that we don't have any screw left, we shall insist on using our pressure tool to open it up from this other side. So I will press it a little harder to make it soften. So here we are trying to open it up gently, open the frame that houses the keyboard and the touchpad. This is it, and we are successful on removing it. This is how it looks from this other side. Okay, so we have been successful on removing it. So what we are left with is the motherboard. This is the motherboard. So we have to flatten the screen so that we are able to unscrew or remove the motherboard gently and successfully. So we just ensure that it's intact, and please make sure that there is no any screw that falls on the motherboard for motherboard safety. So we shall look at the screws that we're supposed to remove or unscrew and ensure that there is no connector still connected. So here we are, there is this screw here and this one, then this and this. So right away, let's start by removing this one. Put it aside, unscrew this other one also in the corner, put it aside, then come to this other extra corner, unscrew this, unscrew it and put it aside. Get this, the last one, unscrew it gently, unscrew it gently, and once we are done, we get our pressure tool, disconnect the speakers. It has speakers already attached onto the motherboard. It has two speakers on both sides. There's this one and then there is this other one at the extreme end. So we ensure that we disconnect these speakers. So once we are done disconnecting the speakers, we have to confirm that there is no other connection left onto the motherboard. So I will loosen the motherboard slightly from this angle, then remove this cable that holds the VGA. Remove it slightly and gently. This is the key. This is our motherboard. This is the fan onto the motherboard attached. So we put it aside gently. Now we are left with the screen. We have this hinge that holds the screen. So we have to first unscrew these hinges, these screws that hold the hinges. There are three on each side. So we can start right away by unscrewing this one. Remove this also. Unscrew it, put it aside, then come to this other side also. Unscrew it also. Unscrew it, put your screws aside. Once we are done, we can just lift it up slightly and gently so that we get the screen off the frame. Just flip it a little high and boom, bingo. There is this cable that holds that connects the to the wireless card. It's also attached onto the screen. Let's just first remove it. It's connected from the downside. So this is our faulty screen that we need to replace. So I'll get a better one. I have a better version. This one here. Now this one is cracked. It's broken. So we want to replace this with a newer version. And I have a newer version here. This one is my new version that I would like to replace. It's of the same model, second hand, so I wouldn't want to open the entire. So after doing that, we need to find ways of replacing this screen and putting it back to the screen, to the frame of the laptop. So we have to make sure that the hinges are aligned well in these sets where the screen sits. So we make sure that the screw is fitted well. So I'll look for my screw here and will put it back here onto the hinges and ensure that it's fitted in well. So what I will do, I will ensure that this one is fitted in back well. I'll try to align it in a way that it's fitted well. So I'll get the second screw. Which one did I'll get the second screw, then screw this point, screw it back, and get the third screw also, and I will put it back here, put it back. When I'm done, I go to the other hinge and also ensure that I align it very well into this socket. Then get the screw and put it back here. I have to tighten the screw. I put back the screw into this fitting, the hinge fitting. Yeah. Then I get there is this point which always houses the screw. I need to make sure that it's aligned properly. Then I'll get my other screw. Which I have to attach to this hinge. I put my screw back. Oh, sorry. Put my screw there. So once I'm done, I get my motherboard. But before I put my motherboard back, I have to ensure that these cables that run to the wireless card are fitted in well. They're fitted from the behind side, so that they don't intercross with the motherboard or the fan. So once I'm done with that, I will fix back my motherboard, align it properly so that it fits very well. I'll fix it in very well. So you have to cross check and see whether it's all fitted the right way. Okay, so after confirming that it's fitting very well, I'll look for any screws inside that might have fallen by mistake or anything. So once I see that there is nothing wrong with inside part, I'll get my screws and I fit them back. I'll start with this one, fit it back very well. Get the second one, fit it back from this other side, from this angle. Then I'll get my other screw. I fit it very well. Once I'm done with that, I will get another screw which is supposed to be fitted in here in this hole. I'll put it back, fit it here, tighten it a little harder, tighten it a little harder. Then I'll get my other screw, which I will put into this point and tighten it a little harder. Once I'm done with tightening that, I will get the other screw. I'll fix now the speakers. Remember, we're having two speakers, the first one and the second one, so I'll go on to the second one, fix them back, connect them back, connect the connectors back to the motherboard, as you can see. Once I'm done with that, I will cross-check and see that all is well. Cross-check and see that all the connectors are fitted in well and there is nothing hanging or lacking. So I'll get my frame, my keyboard frame that houses the keyboard and the touchpad. Then I'll fit it in very well, as you can see. Fit it back. Then squeeze it a little so that it can lock. After the fitting, it will lock in. So you have to press it a little harder so that it can fit very well. So once I'm done with that, I will close it. Then open it from this, open the behind side. And I have to, now this is the one that connects the VGA screen. So it's supposed to be in the inner inside part. So I think we missed it out. Then these are the cables that connect the wireless card. So you have to align them very well into their pathway. As you remove this and connect it back to the screen, to the motherboard. So I'll remove that. Once I'm done with all that, I will go back and put back my screen, my frame that houses the keyboard and the touchpad. So ensuring that it's intact, I will first connect the touchpad and put them back, the screws. So let's first put these screws back so that the motherboard is held firmly and is intact. So we shall screw this, tighten these screws, put a second one, third one, put it back here, put it back here, get this fourth one, put it back here, get another screw and put it back here. I get this other screw also, I put it back where it's meant to be. So once I'm done, I have to first confirm. Then after confirming, I connect my touchpad, connect the touchpad connector here, align it very well. There's always a line that shows that it's aligned in well, so you have to ensure that it's intact. So I will connect it. Once I'm done connecting, I will then look for my keyboard. Remember the keyboard has has two connectors. So I will align it back into its normal position. Then I connect the downer connector. We'll connect this one, the downer one. Then activate the locker. Going to proceed to the second upper one. Also connect it and activate the locker. Once I'm done, I will align my keyboard back into the position. We start with the upper side. Ensure that the upper side enters. Once it enters, you can just press the lower one. After entering, you just have to pull it a little backwards. Use your presser tool to pull it a little backwards, just like this. Pull it a little backwards so that it can align. The screws can be aligned in the fitting position. So we shall, once it's done, we shall close here and open the back side, so that we can connect other peripherals or devices rather. So first confirm that L is well. Check with the wireless card, ensure that it's aligned, the cables pass through their right pathway and it's connected very well. So I'll connect my CMOS battery. And this is the CMOS battery. Connect it very well. Once I'm done, I will check with the wireless card cables and ensure that their pathway is aligned or is streamlined to the exact pathway. So they are here. Let's just put them right a little. Remember, these cables have 2 points. So once we're done, we can get our card and install it in. It has 1 screw that holds it, but we can first make connections. So they are labeled 1 and 2. Even the card itself is labeled, so you can't have there's no way you can fail to get that. So I'll get my screw and put it back. Ensure that it's fitted in well. My screw. Once I'm done, I connect the points, the connection points. Connect. So once I'm done, I will look for my hard drive. I'll get the hard drive. Where did I put it? Okay, I'll get it here. This is my hard drive. So I'll fit it back into its position. Remember, it has 1 screw that holds the entire casing. So I'll get back that screw. And I'll fit it back into its hole. So once I'm done, I'll connect the connector, the hard drive connector, connect it back to its connection point onto the motherboard. So once I'm done connecting, I will get my battery. So this is the battery. Let's fit it back. Remember, it also has its own screws, so we will first connect it back. Connect it back onto the motherboard. Then we will get the first screw. Tighten the screw back. We shall get the second one, which is this one, and align it back into its position, right position. Then we get another. We shall get the RAM chip. We shall look for the RAM chip, which we shall fit into the RAM slot. That's the random access memory slot. So we shall fit it very well, just like this. Fit it back. Then analyze and see that all connection points are in line, are all fitted in very well. For example, this one seems to be a little lagging, so we shall refix it. This is the wireless card. Ensure that all the points are connected very well, so that we don't have any problems when it comes to connectivity, or rather network related issues will be eliminated in this case. So right away let's fit it back. I think this is our last step. The next step is covering the entire unit, the entire back unit. So I will look for my cover, the laptop cover, the backside laptop cover, which is this one here, So fit it back. Once I'm done fitting it back, I'll just get my 3 screws that hold the casing, or rather the cover, and we shall be done.